Hello Stampers and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today we are going to make this fabulous shaker card, which is perfect for the holiday season because it adds a little jingle to your step. Isn't that super cute? Like, you just have to play with it in order to get the full fun out of it. To see all the little glitter pieces floating around, and then to hear it shake, and to see all of that fabulousness. So this is something that definitely a photo doesn't do it any justice. So let's get started on how we created this fabulous shaker card and all the little tips and tricks that I have to share with you. So we started with a piece of Emerald Envy. And this measures 4 inches by 5 1/4. And so we're just gonna set this aside right there so you can still kind of see it. And then I took my 2-inch circle punch and I just put the piece of cardstock all the way in, so all the way flush to the back of the punch, and then I lined it up side to side. So side to side and then straight back so that I know that it's nice and flush with the back and it's straight. And then punch it out. So now we have our fabulous little spot that we can now add all of our goodies. So now that we have our nice little open spot here for our shaker card, what we're going to do is we're going to place this onto our Whisper White card base. So this is 4 1/4 by 11 folded in half for our card base. And we're going to place this over our card base and line it up nice and even. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place that punched out circle right back in the spot that we punched it out on. And we're going to place our finger on top here and hold that in place and pull off that outside piece. And now I'm just going to take a pencil and just very loosely and horribly, I guess, trace a circle around. It doesn't have to be right against the edge, but just around there. So now we have that horrible circle. This is why I definitely need punches to do those. But now we have our circle that we can place our strip of adhesive around. So here is the foam adhesive strips to use for these shaker cards, and I'm just going to pull one of these strips off and I'm going to add this strip on that line. So I know that that line is bigger than my open hole where you will be able to see out of. So the reason why I do this is because then I can get that nice look where I don't have to flip over my image. So here I'm just going to trim it off right there, and you definitely want to make sure that it matches up so that you don't have any leakage and your little goodies on the inside don't spill out. But here, let me explain why I do this rather than adding my adhesive to this side. If I added the adhesive to this side and, you know, added my window sheet and then the adhesive, then it would be very difficult to try to line this up and make sure that it's nice and perfect upside down, or it would be hard to fill all my goodies in the hole and then flip it over onto my base. So this way we don't have to worry about where to line it up. It's already nice and lined up. So there I'm just going to press down and also kind of rub around the inside to make sure that it's not sticky on the inside. And so now we can go ahead and we can add our window sheet to the back of our Emerald Envy card. So I'm just adding a little snail adhesive around the circle and then placing that window sheet over the top. And your window sheet just needs to be bigger than that 2-inch circle. So it can be a square. You can even punch out you know, a 2.5-inch circle or something like that to fill in that spot. So you can see that window sheet there. So now we get to fill in the goodies. So you could always use some of the embellished sequins here. So they come in the Brights collection. I also have some that are in the neutrals, and so you can see that they are in your gold, silver, white, clear, and black. And there's hearts, stars, circles, and I think it's hearts, stars, and circles. Yep, that's it. So now that we have that, the other thing that makes it really rattle is I use some silica gel. And silica gel is just those little packets that come like in your shoe boxes and different things like that keep moisture out of the item that it is next to. And of course, you know, it always says throw it away, do not eat, but this is a great way to use those silica gel pieces. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pour these into a little embellishment container. And so we'll add those there. And you can see that they're clear. So in order to get them colored, and I'm going to flip this over and set that on there so that you can really see the magic happen. I'm just going to take a dot of our re-inker, and this is just the re-inker that you use to re-ink your ink pads or for watercoloring or any other fun, fabulous projects. And I'm going to place the lid back on, and I'll flip it over so that you can really see it happen since there's the label on there. Well, there's still a label there too, but you can see that they're starting to turn green. And you can just shake, shake, shake until it's all nice and covered. And if you want it to have a deeper, darker look, then you can always add more re-inker. You can also spritz like a little spritz of alcohol in there to kind of divvy up the color a little bit more. And of course, since it's alcohol, it'll dry faster than if you spritzed water. So there you have those fabulous colored pieces of silica gel that you can add to your shaker card. So set those aside and let those dry. I usually set them like near a vent or a fan or something like that to speed up the process. I already have some already done in both Emerald Envy and in Cherry Cobbler. So what we're going to do is we're just going to flip this back over. I'm going to pour in a few Emerald Envy, and I'm going to pour in a few from the Cherry Cobbler. And I'm also going to add a few of the little sequins just for a little extra shine. Let's see, here's my sequins. So I'm just going to add a couple of those in. And you can always pick out specific colors if you wanted, or you can just toss them all in. And then now we can pull off all of our adhesive and line up our image here. And be sure to press nice and strong around the edges there. And then for our little greeting piece on the bottom, I have some of the Designer Series paper. This measures 1.5 inches by 4 inches. And so I'm just going to add some snail adhesive to that and place that along the bottom. And then I have some of this fabulous satin taffeta ribbon in Cherry Cobbler, which I love because it has just a little bit of shine to it, but it also looks so smooth and awesome. I love, love, love it. So we'll do it a little off to the side, and I'm just going to do a knot, not a bow. So we'll do right over left, left over right to make sure we get that nice, flat, and even knot. Pull tight, and then we can always trim our little tails. And for the greeting, I used one of the images from the Tin of Tags stamp set. So that's this stamp set here. And I just used the Spread Some Christmas Cheer, which is this one down there. And I'm going to punch that out, stamp it onto a piece of white and punch it out with that same 2-inch circle punch. So now we have that fabulous greeting, and I'm just going to add it to our project with some Stampin' Dimensionals because I love me some dimension. So we'll do 3 on there and add it to our card just right there. And then of course I always like to add a dimensional on all 4 corners underneath our Emerald Envy just so that it pops up and holds nice and strong there. And you can also use additional pieces or your like little leftover scrap pieces from the trim here. You could always take that and stick that underneath there, or you could do it before you placed it down, whichever you prefer. It all just kind of depends on how well and comfortable you feel with placing it down. When there's more sticky, ready to grab hold, then sometimes it's a little bit harder to carefully do that. So sometimes I like to do it here at the end when I know that it's already in place and it's all good to go. So there you have that fabulous shaker card. Looks like some of them are kind of stuck right there in the middle, but oh, there they go. So there is that super cute shaker card that you can send out for the holidays or even during some of the Christmas season or even winter season. You could change up the greeting a little bit. Of course, I'll be posting these photos on my blog, laurastamppad.com, so you can check those out there. Of course, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and be sure to subscribe if you're new. Also, let me know in the comments below what your favorite kind of shaker card is. Do you like the silica gel and can't wait to try that technique? Do you like the bling with a little bit of the sequins in there? Or do you prefer just like punched pieces of cardstock, sort of floating around in the background? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear and see what some of your ideas are. Until next time, happy stamping. Bye-bye.